Hey guys, Dylan here. I got Beau with me today and we're going to be doing some work. So today we're going to do some work with the leash, right? But with the leash, it really comes down to controlling the impulse to either forge ahead or to go find things that might be distracting. So to start with, I'm just going to have some food in both hands. It's really not a leash drill at first, so we have to protect that bowl of food, because if he wants it, then we got to make sure that he knows it's not acceptable to get it. I'm going to put a few pieces of food in this hand, and I just put it down here. When he switches his muzzle off, good, he's going to hear good, good. And he'll get some food. Just one piece of food. Good, 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 good. All right. We can start to teach what is leave it, because he's now giving us consistent behavior. So I can put my hand down, leave it, good. As soon as he switches off, I gotta say good, good. Leave it, good. I opened my hand up a little bit that time just to make it a little bit harder for him. Leave it, good. All right. Now sometimes with the leash, I'm gonna do the same thing. I got my foot on the leash. I'm gonna toss that over there, and he didn't go for it. Good. He knows that's a trick. He's already been through a lot of this training, but I'm kind of reiterating some of it just so that we can get some good foundation and principles understood here. Good. And what I want him to do is, I want him to suppress his impulse to do something different than focus and work with me and try to solve my puzzle. All right. And if I can do that, then I can successfully deter him from breaking away from me or trying to get something in which he shouldn't necessarily have. Good. So we are about to get into a little bit of leash walking, but the whole deal is that this is the start to leave it. Good. And then if he gets so good that starts to be fairly easy, good. I switch hands on him. Good. Leave it. Good. And you see he laid down, which gives me a sign that he would in fact leave it. I just stepped on his leash there because he's not going anywhere. Come. Good. Come. Good. All right. So, long story short, if we can get him to control some of his impulses, his impulse to go to something, or his impulse to investigate something, then therefore we can get him better on the leash, right? This kind of gets into me putting food on the floor and saying, leave it, good. That time I used my foot, but now I'm gonna start to use leash pressure, okay? So I'm gonna start to create just a reward system on the floor here. Leave it, good. Leave it. So now the game is if you try to slap food out of my hand, or if I throw food on the floor and you think you can get it, you're gonna run into leash pressure. Good. When he switches away from that, good, and focuses on me, good. And this is really all leash walking is. Leash walking is there's something else in the environment and he's focusing on it, and if he continues to pull on my leash, he will not get the reward. If he lessens the tension on the leash, he will get a reward. And so therefore, I just took a step there. As you saw, I took one step. It put pressure on the leash. He stepped towards me. Good. He's got a little fly chasing him around. Good. So dogs are notorious for putting their mouth on the floor and trying to get stuff off of the floor. Good. So really, I'm just using the floor as a way to put tension on the leash, to teach him if he yields to the tension on the leash and comes closer to me, then what we have is a dog that's responsive to the leash. I don't have to say this, I don't have to say that. You can tell him to leave it, but leave it for me is a specific object that we both see. When I walk with the dog on the leash, I don't want his nose on the floor all the time. It just becomes a hassle because that means the dog's not focused on me and the dog is focused on something else completely. So every once in a while, if he's doing really good, I'll toss another couple of distractions, if you will. And then we can start to get this, which is just, I come here, you come here, you get fed. I come here, you come here, you get fed. I come here, you come here, you get fed. His head drops to the floor. That means more pressure comes. Every time his head drops to the floor, more pressure comes. Good. And now we have a dog kind of just walking around the reward zone with a bunch of rewards on the floor, but he knows every time he tucks his head, he's gonna start to get pressure on that leash. Pick your head back up, you get some more food. Good. Later, we're gonna put a little bit more shape to this, to where this is good, this is better. Sit, sit, heel, sit, good, heel, no, sit. And now since he's become a little slicker, I'm becoming a little slicker. If he tucks his head, I will apply leash pressure, but first I'll say leave it, heel, good. And then at the end of the game, if you want to, we can just say, okay, okay, find it, find it, find it. Find it, go on. Okay, 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 okay. And he gets to become a dog and clean all this up. And so now it's a big game of find it. Instead of leave it, it's a big find it, find it. And he gets to use his nose and all of his senses for this, and he gets complete freedom, no pressure on the leash, and therefore it's kind of entertaining. It's a little game of fun for him. So that was kind of abstract. So here's the little rundown of it. We went from here to leave it, good. When he left it, we give him some food for it. Then there was food on the floor, and we said leave it, good. And then we said, okay, well, he's leaving it, leave it, good. Leave it, good. And then maybe we can get some motion. There we go, he's coming to me. And we say, okay, leave it. Now you come to me, now you sit on my hip, good. Now you walk with me, heel. Now you sit, now you walk with me. Leave it, hey, leave it, good, sit, good. We're just trying to reproduce all the distractions that you're gonna see later in life, and that is the dog is thinking about this, the dog is thinking about that, the dog is thinking about this, the dog is thinking about that. And my job as a handler is for the dog to focus on me. In other environments, I might not have food, but what I'm trying to do is set up his behavioral pattern to check in with me almost every 5 or 6 seconds, so that if he does break away, we can recover him very easily to focus on me. But also too, I don't have to try very hard because he's already in the behavioral pattern and response of checking in with me, because I've built up games with him to let him know, leave it means that's not good for you to come to me. Leave it, good. To come to me, come on, Beau. And to sit, good. Cool. So hopefully this helps. And